Hello friends, it's Carla back today with a really fun project using Wild Whisper Designs paper and ephemera, as well as the new We Are Memory Keepers explosion board. So here's a look at some of the supplies that I'm using. I've got some beautiful papers from Pam Bray that are put out by Wild Whisper, and that's the Simplicity and the Sensations paper pack. And you can see the sample box there that I did. And here's a look at the explosion board. And it's designed very well with specific score lines. Depending on what size of box, there's 7 different sizes that you can make, and you can stack them inside. Here's a look at those well-loved paper collections, Sensations and Simplicity. Again, designed by Pam Bray and put out by Wild Whisper. So I have some Play in the Dirt ephemera, which as well is Wild Whisper. And I love the bright colors in it. I think it goes with Pam's paper really beautifully. We've got some sequins. We've got some Small Talk Tim Holtz stickers. And here's a look at what happens when you pull the cover off of that box. You open it up and it unfolds into this really gorgeous box that you can decorate no matter how or as whatever way that you would like to decorate. And you can use the heart templates as well that come with the explosion board to give the corners of your outside box a little bit of a fun flair. And we've got different layers here. Here I've done 3 different boxes. So we've got the smallest and then the next 2 sizes up. And that just gives you an idea. You can make boxes with this explosion board. It has the dimensions for each size lid as well. You can make the explosion card or box just by layering the boxes inside. You can design it so that you have little pockets here, and you can I cut out some little tags with a die cut and added those little tags into the pockets, and then you can start decorating. So if you want to add photos, or you can add little quotes, this could be any type of theme, and then you just squeeze it together and pop it back in the lid. So really neat. It does come with a full sheet of instructions, and your main instruction guide is going to be right on the side of that explosion board. And then you've even got a little area here that the scoring tool fits right in. So this is for the lid size for the small, or for the small box, I believe it is. So it will actually be the box that we are using as our largest. And I've just taken the dimensions that I need, and all you do is score along that first vertical line, and that's the lid. And you're also going to use the diagonal line to score as well. So then you're just folding your sides in depending on how you want your lid, and you can use that scoring tool to actually fold it and press it down to crease those folds. So first we're going to do all of the sides of the lid, and then you're going to see we'll be able to fold in our diagonal fold lines, and that's going to create that lid. So you're just kind of pinching that closed, and then we're going to add a little bit of glue to glue that on together. So it comes together really quickly. I really love the weight of the Wild Whisper paper, and I feel like it works really well with die cutting, or if you're doing dimensional paper crafting, it works really beautifully. So I use just a little bit of some double-sided score tape or something that's got quite a bit of stick. And then I'm also going to use some of my Art Institute glitter glue just to make sure it does not come off at all. So I just pulled off the double side of that tape, And then I'm going to add a little bit of the liquid glue, and we're going to press that closed. So you're going to do that inside the fold as I'm doing here, and then we're going to do it inside the flap, just so that that little fold piece actually lays flat and it's going to fit on the box really easily. The papers in Pam's collections are so pretty and vibrant, and I think it just adds such a really nice touch to this box. So she's got lots of hand-drawn designs as well as mixed media that she's handmade these papers with. And here I'm just showing you which size I'm doing. So this would be the small, and this is going to be the box that actually fits that lid that we just made. And for the outside, very outside box, I'm using my score tool, pulling it down on the size that I have cut my paper to and that I want to make. And then I'm using the diagonal line because I actually am going to keep the corners in on this box. And those corners are where you would actually use your heart template and cut if you were going to use the heart. And I don't end up using it, but in the completed box, I ended up actually cutting across the corners. So those corners would be cut off, and I found that the box folded in better. And you'll kind of see as we go to understand what I mean. But for now, I'm just folding in, creasing all those folds, then doing the diagonal fold. So the explosion box, I think, has been around for a long time. There's the box, what it's going to look like. And you can see those pointy corners, I end up just trimming them right off. So if you were going to make the box and you just wanted a gift box, you would just fold it in like this, glue your edges together, and you have a lovely little gift box. So of course you could make 7 different sizes. Now this is our next size, and that would be the extra small, I believe. And for this one, we're simply making that score line all the way down. We're not doing the diagonal line, and then we turn it 90 degrees to make the score line on all 4 sides. So essentially you have a T shape. Then I'm just using my scissors, but you could use a trimmer if you want, and we're going to cut those corner squares out. So we are only left with the T shape. And then we're going to fold them up. So it's very quick, and you just decide which side you want facing up. So I'm just placing it inside to get an idea of what side of my paper I want facing up. And I'm going to take this really pretty, looks like a jelly plate print that Pam had done on this paper, and I'm folding that all in and just creasing it. So that's how quick that one went together. And you're going to just put some glue right on the bottom, and you're pressing that into the center of your first box. And this is the same again. So this, I believe, is the XXS. So it's the smallest one, whichever one that one is. And we are scoring that the same way in that T shape, so all the way down, turning it 90 degrees. Then I want to create some flaps. So I'm going to use my bone folder and just use that diagonal line to make a crease mark. And when I was saying that first outside box where I cut, this is actually, if you were to cut where I'm scoring, that's what I end up doing to the outside box. But for now, we're just making a line because we want to make some flaps, to make some pockets. And you can do that with 1 flap or 2 flaps. depending on the look that you want. So what I do is I cut diagonally across that diagonal line so that my corners are cut off, but then I'm going to make a cut inside, so along that T shape, and fold over the flap so that it creates a pocket. So we've got a pocket on both sides. And you can see here you could cut off one of those triangles. You could just have the single flap, or you can have the double flap like I'm doing here. And this paper all coordinates so beautifully that I'm not worried about the back side showing onto this side. I think it just adds another pop of color and is really beautiful. So I actually made this box live on the Creative Scrapbooker magazine Facebook page, and I will link that below in case you want to check out the complete live. But I thought I would just kind of clean up all the little bits and share this so that you could see how it goes together exactly. This pretty paper element here is from one of the cut apart sheets that's in the Wild Whisper collection. It's in either Simplicity or Sensations. I just can't remember which one exactly right now. And then this Play in the Dirt ephemera is so cute with all the plants. This is the garden edition. There's also a house plant edition, which is also really cute. So I really like the sentiments that are in this ephemera pack, and I wanted to just use some of that ephemera and pop it on top of the box lid and just create a fun little gift that I could give to someone. So here are some Play in the Dirt sequins. These are actually made by Spiegel Mom Scraps, and she coordinates sequins to various collections for Wild Whisper, which is really great. So there's lots of colors in each pack, depending on which collection they were matching to. But I found just by going through your sequins and seeing which color you want, you can pull out whichever ones you feel like match what you're making. So here's a couple tags that are cut with a Your Next stamp die, and I just added a little small talk sticker on that from that Tim Holtz sticker pack. And then this little square piece was actually cut from the corners of that middle size of the box. So you can use your scraps, pull in different colors, and just have fun with layering. Here's some more of that pretty ephemera from that Play in the Dirt ephemera pack. And I'm just going through and layering on whatever I feel like. So these would be fun if you wanted to make a little mini album type project where you had little pictures and you wanted to add little pictures in. You could make it as big as 7 boxes wide, and you can fill the back and the front of each of those flaps, or you can decorate it with different quotes and ephemera like I'm doing here. So these would be great too for grandparents or some aunties or uncles to share some photos, or if you just wanted to make a really special card for a friend that when they open that up everything kind of pops out there. I think they would love to have that. So here is our next layer, and I'm just adding some of the little leaves and branches. And you don't have to fill every spot either. If you wanted to leave some so that they could add some photos or something in, you could even design it kind of like a junk journal where you've got different tickets and items that you've saved, or little bits of fabric or lace. That would look really pretty too. And you could use any paper, would look beautiful. I think any of the Wild Whisper collections would look really gorgeous, but I'm really loving the bright vibes of Pam Bray's paper here. So I've got a little sentiment I'm gluing on, and just kind of turning it and seeing what I want to fill the pages with. And then you can see it kind of folds up, and I do close it and put it in, but then afterwards I decide the corners really need to be cut diagonally in order for it to close cleanly, or you can use that heart stencil and cut your corners so that they just fold really nicely. And this instruction sheet shows you how you do the lid, you do the outside with the corners, you've got the flaps that you can do, or just the regular insert, and how to score that. It's really very basic. Once you get going, it goes together so quickly. There's even a gatefold card instructions you can do. And then there's a cute little squash card that we'll have a look at here in a second. That's really cute. So just using those folds and the diagonal line. So here's the squash card that I made as a demo, and just wanted to kind of show you how it goes together. I've got some die cuts and ephemera on the front there, and then it opens up. So this was a Simple Stories collection I was using at the time, and it kind of pops open and then goes closed, and I glued in some ribbon. So this as well would be beautiful with Pam's paper. So here's a look at that beautiful box completed. I love the elements. You could cut out pieces from those collections and just glue them in, have fun with it, grab some sticker books with quotes, or cut some out of a book or a magazine, and this would be a really, really special gift. And I will add a link below where you can find the explosion board as well. If you are shopping at the Wild Whisper shop, be sure to use the code DTCarla, and that will save you 10% in the Wild Whisper shop. And thanks so much for stopping by. I will also link the blog post where you can see all the details. Have a great day.